Today's lesson is called Being a Bee is Not Easy. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I am Roger. Today we're going to continue talking about honeybees. Honeybees, most people love them because we love their honey and we like the way they look. They're furry, they're cute, and they build these complicated hives. Don't make them mad, though, or they might sting you, so you got to be careful there. But as long as the bees aren't stinging you, they are indeed very fascinating creatures.
Yes, as long as they're not swarming you and stinging you repeatedly and causing you to break out in all sorts of welts and bumps that are extremely uncomfortable. As long as they're not doing that, yeah, bees are great. They're awesome. Not only do they pollinate plants and stuff like that, but they also produce that sweet, sweet honey. If you go to a health food store, you can probably buy some fantastic honey bee honey, though you probably can't buy bees there, nor would you want to. Let bees live out there in the wild. Let them do their thing, and they'll make that honey for you while also being pollinators, making sure that all of us have our fruits and vegetables. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break. But when we come back, we'll read some more from our article called Being a Bee is Not Easy.
One of the most wonderful things about honeybees is that they communicate with each other by dancing. The waggle dance is performed by a worker bee that wants to tell her sisters the location of the best flowers. The more waggles she does, the farther away the flowers.
各位好，第一部分我们看到的单字是 waggle， 这个字可以做名词，也可以做动词使用，指来回摇摆、上下摆动。例如 Kevin waggled his eyebrows to give Lisa a hint in the game. Kevin 在游戏中挑动他的眉毛，向 Lisa 进行暗示。另外，这个字也可以当名词使用，像是 Nancy gave the baby's feeding bottle a waggle to mix the milk powder even. Nancy 将宝宝的奶瓶上下摇晃，使奶粉混合均匀。
Okay, remember last time we talked about the queen bee and her subjects and the drones and the workers. Well, let's talk about some more wonderful things about bees. One of the most wonderful things about honeybees is that they communicate with each other by dancing. Of course, we've got all these bees together in a hive, working together for the common good. They, of course, are all working under the queen, but, you know, they got to communicate somehow. They've got to talk to each other. They've got to send each other information. So how do they do that? As far as we know, they don't know how to talk, and maybe they don't know how to read each other's minds, but according to this sentence, they communicate with each other by dancing. And of course, dancing is something people do. If you go to a nightclub or something like that and they're playing music and you want to boogie down, you get out there and you do some dancing. Bees do this to communicate.
Apparently, this is what they do. Bees do make that sound. They go zzz.
Buzz, buzz.
They call that the droning of a bee or something like that. They do make noise, but that's not talking. You know that, and I know that. Apparently, that sound has nothing to do with their communicating with one another. Apparently, bees talk to one another or communicate with one another by dancing or through dance. How cool. Now let's learn about one of these dances right now. The waggle dance. The waggle dance is performed by a worker bee that wants to tell her sisters, remember, worker bees are females, this worker bee, a worker bee dances and then does so to tell her sisters the location of the best flowers. So this worker bee starts dancing in front of her sisters, and the sisters don't say, hey, what are you doing? Have you had a nervous breakdown or something? Why are you dancing? No, they go, oh, everyone, be quiet. our sister is performing the waggle dance. That means she's going to tell us where the flowers are, the best flowers, where we can go get that nectar and also move around that pollen. So everyone, calm down, be quiet, and let's watch our sister do the waggle dance. That way she can tell us the location of the best flowers. By the way, I'm going to stop my bee voice now. By the way, we also have the word location to talk about right now. The location of something is where that thing is. It's the place where something is located. Yes, locate is the verb. Location is the noun. For example, a restaurant opened up in our neighborhood recently, but the location was a bad one, so it closed quite quickly.
Yes, it's very important to have a good location if you open a restaurant or a store or whatever. And in this particular case, maybe that worker bee was out scouting around and she found some tulips or some chrysanthemums or something like that. She got really excited about that. Boy, I can't wait to tell the other worker bees back at the hive. So she went back there and she did a waggle dance for them. And she did that in order to tell the other worker bees, her sisters, they're probably all the offspring of that queen. She wanted to tell them the location of those flowers, and the more waggles she does, the farther away the flowers.
There you go. More waggles, or more or greater distance, than the fewer waggles then, or fewer waggles would mean less distance. It's not as far away. It's closer. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll have more on honeybees after this break. And after this break, everyone, we're going to find out how being a honeybee might not be so easy these days.
Sadly, these beautiful animals are in danger. Over the past several decades, the honeybee, as well as many other types of bee, has been dying off. There are numerous ideas about why this is happening. First, human activity is destroying bee habitats and food sources. Climate change may also play a part by causing flowers to bloom earlier in the spring before bees are active. Lastly, pesticides and diseases are killing off large numbers of bees.
第二部分我们看到片语 die off 指相继死去或全部死亡。此片语做不及物用，有指某个群体或物种相继死去或全部死亡。举例来说 Many plants die off when the weather turns cold. 天气变冷后，许多植物相继死亡。补充与 die off 相关的片语 die out 指物种或家族灭绝、绝迹，所以可以说 Scientists are worried that many species of animals will die out in the next 100 years. 科学家担心许多动物将在100年内绝种。接下来我们看到的单字是名词 habitat， 指动物的栖息地或植物的产地。例如 If more houses are built on this land, animals in the area will lose their natural habitat. 如果越来越多房屋在这块土地上兴建，动物们将会失去它们的天然栖息地。再来看到片语 play a part， 指产生影响或起作用。这个片语后面常常接上 in 加名词，而 part 前面可加入修饰语，如 important、huge 等等。举例来说 Rachel's parents played an important part in her success. Rachel 的父母在她的成功中扮演了很重要的角色。接着我们看到的单字是 pesticide， 这个字是名词，指杀虫剂。这个字是由 pest 名词害虫加上表示杀害、毁灭的字根 side 而来，像是Rob sprays pesticide around the house to prevent the cockroaches from coming inside. Rob 在屋子四周喷洒杀虫剂来避免蟑螂爬进屋内。而 pesticide 也可以用来指农药，所以可以用 pesticide free 来指无农药的。例如 The organic vegetables at the supermarket indicate pesticide free. 超级市场中有机蔬菜标榜是无农药的。
Okay, let's move on now to the next paragraph. It seems all peachy keen for bees there. Everything seems to be going their way, but sadly, these beautiful animals are in danger. You've probably heard about this in the news. We've been hearing about this for the past several years, that the honeybee population, bees, is going down, and these beautiful animals are in danger over the past several decades. The honeybee, as well as many other types of bee, has been dying off. That's such terrible news. We've got this verb phrase here, to die off. To die means you stop living, like my grandfather died many years ago. But here the phrase is to die off, and that usually refers to large numbers of a particular kind of animal dying off more or less at the same time. They do say that the dinosaurs died off 65 million years ago.
There you go. So like Roger said, to die is to stop living. You become dead. Here, though, to die off, it means that you stop living. Okay, you might go extinct. You might expire. But all of these things are happening gradually. Okay, so here the bees, they are dying. Okay, they're dying in large numbers, and this is not a good thing. These bees are dying off, and over time, gradually, this is happening. And soon, if we do nothing about it, there will be no more bees. They might just go completely extinct. Now, no one knows why this is happening, though. Why are bees dying off? No one has a definitive answer, but there are numerous ideas about why this is happening. People do have ideas. People do have theories on why this is happening. And apparently there are many ideas. There are many theories in this regard. Yes, here we have the word numerous. Very simply, the word numerous means many. There are a lot of ideas or theories out there about this, about why bees are dying off.
Right. I think a scientist from Taiwan had a good solution to this problem. But again, there are lots of ideas about why this is happening. They're still trying to figure this out. First, among these ideas, human activity is destroying bee habitats and food sources. So yes, human activity, when we keep cutting forests down and stuff like that and building new houses and new buildings and things like that, of course, we destroy those bee habitats. A habitat, of course, is where an animal lives. And that, of course, happens all the time, especially like in the Amazon rainforest in South America. But I'm sure there are some problems here in Taiwan as well about forests being destroyed, destroying the habitats of various animals. And also humans are destroying their food sources. So yes, as we continue to become more and more advanced and build highways and buildings and things like that, well, we end up destroying these habitats and the sources of food, which probably comes from forests.
So basically, it's our fault, okay? Bees have nowhere to live anymore because of us, and they've got nothing to eat because of us. Ugh. That doesn't sound very good, but hey, there's more. Humans are also responsible for climate change, and climate change is what we're going to learn about next, and how climate change is affecting bees. Get this, climate change may also play a part by causing flowers to bloom earlier in the spring before bees are active. So again, it's our fault. Development has taken away their homes, has taken away their food, and we've also warmed the earth through climate change, and that has played a part in why bees are dying off. Anyways, here we've got the phrase to play a part in something. Here, to play a part in something is to have a role in something, to cause something, or to contribute to something. And here, climate change, it's causing spring to come earlier. So flowers are blooming earlier, and the bees aren't ready for that, so they are dying out. They're not active and ready for these blooming flowers. Speaking of that, to bloom is to flower or to blossom. And notice that bloom, flower, and blossom are all verbs in this particular situation in my explanation.
Yes, like cherry blossoms bloom early in the spring, especially in February. People head out to various places to see those cherry blossoms blooming in the mountains. So, yes, indeed, because of climate change, flowers bloom earlier than normal, but the bees are not active yet, so they're not able to head to those flowers to get the nectar, to get the pollen, etc., etc. Lastly, pesticides and diseases are killing off large numbers of bees. So we've got pesticides. Those are special chemicals that are designed to kill insects. We want to do that because the insects eat the plants, and of course farmers like to use pesticides to kill those insects so that their plants can grow and they can sell those vegetables, those fruits at the market and make a profit. We've also got diseases in plants, I suppose, and all of those things are killing off lots of bees. This is a verb phrase, to kill off. It just means to kill large numbers of something, almost to the point of wiping them all out. Okay, everybody, that brings us to the end of the second part of our lesson. Let's hear the third part right now.
So, what can we do to help? We can start by buying our fruits and vegetables from farmers who avoid pesticides that harm bees. We can also provide food for bees by planting more herbs and flowers. They love mint, lavender, and sunflowers in particular. You never know, maybe a flower from your garden will be the subject of a waggle dance in the future.
第三部分我们看到名词 mint 指薄荷，像是 Chewing mint gum can help you get rid of bad breath. 咀嚼薄荷口香糖可以帮助你去除不好的口气。另外 mint 也可以当动词使用，有打造、铸造的意思。举例来说 The newly minted coins were made to celebrate the anniversary of Chiang Kai-shek's death. 这批新铸造的硬币是要庆祝蒋中正逝世纪念日。最后我们看到的单字是名词 lavender， 指的是薰衣草。例如 Crystal plans to visit Hokkaido for the beautiful lavender garden. Crystal 计划前往北海道欣赏漂亮的薰衣草花园。
It's not easy being a bee these days. Yes, being a bee is not easy. And I'm not joking around here, okay? These days, over the past several decades, I should say, bees have had it tough. Bees are dying off because of human beings. Human activity has taken away their habitats, has made it so that bees have nothing to eat, and then climate change. There's always climate change. Humans have caused that as well, and that's not good for bees either. So here's the question. So, what can we do to help?
Yes, what contribution can we make to help save the bees? Well, we can start by buying our fruits and vegetables from farmers who avoid pesticides that harm bees. So if you go down to the traditional market, you can ask them, hey, are these fruits and vegetables grown without the use of pesticides? Because if you're using pesticides on these fruits and vegetables, we don't want to buy them because they harm the bees. Bees are important to the ecosystem, so it's very important to buy our fruits and vegetables from farmers who don't use those pesticides because those pesticides could be killing off the bees.
Anyway, so avoid pesticides. Don't buy stuff that has been in any way associated with or connected to pesticides. Pesticides are out, but that's not it. There's more you can do. We can also provide food for bees by planting more herbs and flowers. They love mint, lavender, and sunflowers in particular. So plant more plants, everyone, especially herbs and flowers. Now, before we move on, what is an herb? An herb is a nice smelling plant. Okay, it's usually an aromatic plant that has leaves or seeds or flowers that are useful. Yes, leaves, seeds, or flowers of certain herbs can be used to flavor food. They can be used as herbal medicines in some situations, so on and so forth. That's what herbs are all about.
I think Americans don't pronounce the H. We say herbs. I think people in England do pronounce the H. They say herbs, herbal medicine, etc., etc. I say herb myself. So yes, indeed, you could plant herbs and flowers in your garden. And the bees love mint, lavender, and sunflowers. Mint, of course, is it's usually green and it's very strong smelling. Lavender, I think, is that plant that has sort of light purple flowers. And sunflowers, those are pretty big. It would probably be difficult to grow them on your balcony, but still you might be able to grow sunflowers in the country because bees love those kinds of plants. And in particular, or especially, you can grow those particular kinds of plants. You can grow all sorts of herbs, but these ones they especially love. Again, mint, lavender, and sunflowers.
There you go. And you might think, hey, I'm just going to plant a couple of flowers on my balcony. That won't really make a difference, right? Well, you never know. Maybe a flower from your garden, no matter how small it happens to be, will be the subject of a waggle dance in the future. Okay, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't worry, the Chinese teacher is waiting in the wings.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 课文第一部分提到一件很有趣的事情，蜜蜂是用跳舞的方式跟彼此沟通哦。当工蜂在跳这个摇摆舞的时候，就是要告诉她的姐妹们最棒花丛的所在位置。好，读到这一部分的最后一句，它摇摆的次数越多，就表示这个花朵的距离越远。那这个句子有用到双重比较级，双重比较级就是用来表达越怎么样就越怎么样。那它的句型是 the 比较级主词加动词，逗号 the 比较级主词加动词。那其中这个比较级你可以用形容词比较级或者是副词比较级，你也可以用形容词比较级去修饰名词的数量或是程度。当是可数名词的时候，你就用 more 或者是 fewer 来修饰。如果是不可数名词的话，我们就用 more 或者是 less 来修饰。像课文句子的前半句The more waggles she does， 它就是用 more 来修饰名词 waggles。waggle 当名词就是指来回摇摆啊，上下摆动。好，那么后半句的其中这个 farther， 它是副词 far 的比较级。我们来造两个例句。The harder you work, the more quickly you'll get promoted。 你工作越努力，就会越快得到升迁。好，再造个例句。Some say that the messier your desk,The more creative you are。 有人说啊，你的书桌越乱呢，你就越有创造力。同学们赞同这句话吗？好，我们接着读到课文第二部分的第二句。Over the past several decades, the honeybee, as well as many other types of bee, has been dying off。 过去数十年间，蜜蜂以及许多其他种类的蜂群都相继死亡了。那这边要介绍的是 as well as 的意思以及用法。好，那么第一种呢，它是当连接词来用，表示也、以及或者是而且。例如 The game is fun as well as educational。 这个游戏又好玩又具有教育意义。好，那如果我们用 as well as 来连接主词，这个动词就必须搭配 as well as 前方的名词。例如 Nina, as well as her husband and children, is coming to the party。 Nina 以及她的老公和孩子们会来参加派对。虽然听起来有很多人要来，可是这个句子是在强调 as well as 前面的主词 Nina， 所以我们的 be 动词是用 is。好，那么第二种用法呢，是当介系词来用。这时候 as well as 它的意思就相当于 besides 或者是 in addition to， 表示说除了什么之外还有什么什么。那它后面可以接名词或动名词。例如 As well as listening to classical music, she also enjoys going to the opera。 除了听古典乐，她也喜欢去看歌剧。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Location. You can go online to track the exact location of your package and see the estimated arrival date. Numerous. Numerous studies have been done on the subject, but their results are too varied to come to any conclusions. Bloom. The cherry blossoms bloom in Kyoto from late March to early April. Herb. I want to start a small garden in my window box, so I always have fresh herbs to use for cooking. Mint.
A great way to flavor water without any added sugar is to add mint leaves.
Discussion Starter starts now!
It's time now for our discussion starter. Here is the magic question. Would you like to keep your own honeybee hive?
No, I'd rather not, since bees scare me. You see, I'm allergic to bees. If a bee stings me, not only will I get a welt that hurts me, I might actually suffocate or have a really bad reaction and die. So, for those reasons, I'd rather not keep my own honeybee hive.
Well, I'd love to keep a honeybee hive because it would help out the bee population. It would help out farmers to grow plants and things like that. I would like to make my contribution. I did have some bees make a huge hive outside the window of an apartment. I lived in the mountains at one time. It was kind of scary, but I felt bad after I had someone take it down. They said it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger until it actually breaks through your window.
Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.